5-3 BC Lions.
On the heels of a great performance last night by tailback Andrew Harris, let's put the spotlights on two of the top tailbacks in the league heading into the week. Jerome Messam leads the league in rushing in 7 games, just shy of 500 yards on the season so far. And right behind him heading into the week was Jeremiah Johnson for the BC Lions, number 2 in yards coming in, but leads the league in rushing touchdowns and overall touchdowns with 7.
Wally Buono's Lions looking for a rebound from that 41-8 thrashing Sunday in Saskatchewan. The Lions have won 9 of their last 10 games following a defeat.
A real gut check time game for Wally Buono.
And Dave Dickinson Stampeders come off the bye, and how about their record off the break, 14-0 since 2005. How sparkling 8-4-0 winning percentage for Dave Dickinson.
Outstanding win-loss record in his young career.
So not just trying to bounce back from last week's game in Saskatchewan, but I wonder if still in the minds of the BC Lions that 42-15 Western final last year, the last time these two teams hooked up. First of 2 meetings in 2017 in the regular season. Patrick Levels has dropped deep along with Roy Finch. Ty Long has it on the tee, and here we go with the second half of our doubleheader tonight. It's Finch, finds a crease, and another big Finch return up across midfield, and a terrific start for the Calgary Stampeders, a 47-yard return.
Bo Levi Mitchell start number 59 for him. He's won 48 of those games, and against the BC Lions a record of 3-2. 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season for Bo Levi Mitchell. Calgary Stampeders coming off the bye should be well prepared for this one.
And coming off 101 points in their last 2 games. Rob Cote lines up as a wideout. They'll fake it to Messam. On a roll is Mitchell. Got an open man. Markin Michel couldn't hang on. Oh, he drops a touchdown on the opening play.
It was a touchdown. He's open on the corner. They dropped the perfect play to start this one out. Good field position, so attack. Continue with that momentum. Markin Michel didn't even take a peek. He just flat out dropped it.
Guy who burst onto the scene a couple of games ago against Hamilton. 6 catches, 190 yards, and a touchdown in that game. So a missed opportunity, 2nd and 10. Here's Mitchell over the middle, and he's got Marquay McDaniel, a first down catch for McDaniel.
Well, Marquay Michel is the guy that we highlight in the starting lineup. He's in there for Kamar Jordan, still out of the lineup, and Tavares Daniels will move inside. And take a look at that left tackle in Spencer Wilson, who not only anchors the tackle, started every game, but has a 2-point convert this season on a nice catch.
Guy who seems to be able to plug into any spot on that offensive line. A first down, and the first run of the game for big Jerome Messam, and he is drilled by the middle linebacker Solomon Elamimian after 5.
Let's take a look at the BC Lions defense. Craig Rowe leads their team in sacks, and then you go back to the linebacking core. Solomon Elamimian leads the league in tackles, and Anthony Gator back in the lineup at halfback. Buddy Jackson dressing it on the sideline, but will not start. Gator back and healthy.
No Mikhail Brooks for the Lions tonight. BC giving up over 400 yards Sunday at Mosaic. 2nd and 5. Mitchell's going to throw deep once again, and that one knocked down by Gator. There is a flag on the play. The intended target was McDaniel.
Marquay McDaniels out there on the hash mark. He's going to run what's basically called a rub that turns into a wheel route down the numbers. I'm wondering if he's called for a pick there.
Illegal contact on receiver. BC, number 26. A 10-yard penalty. First down. Calgary.
Said 26, Tony Burnett. But it is a first down for the Stamps. The ball at the 26 of BC. Stamps empty out the 6-receiver set. And early movement looked like Spencer Wilson out of his stance at left tackle.
Procedure. Calgary, number 50. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Well, that BC Lion last game against the Saskatchewan Roughriders, they just weren't prepared when they came out of the locker room. They were playing at a different pace and a different speed. The level of intensity. Wally Buono read it before the game even began. Saw his team lose badly to the Roughriders and wanted a better start tonight. They need a stop to try and accomplish that right on this first drive.
Rory Collard to McDaniel in motion to the right side. Mitchell's looking the other way, and it's knocked down. Purifoy came across on the pass intended for Michelle. So it'll be 2nd and 15.
Real good break downhill here by Luchez Purifoy, who comes from a deep zone coverage and just playing the ball and cuts underneath it. But he makes up a lot of ground with the ball in the air. Bo Levi Mitchell had him open, and the timing on the throw was good timing. Just a nice defensive play by Purifoy coming out of that zone defense.
Messam to the sidelines. Finch now waggles out of the backfield. 6 receivers for Mitchell again. He'll step up, throw into the back of the end zone for Collard, incomplete. Chandler Fenner there defensively. And the Stampeders will send the field goal unit on.
Chris, Bo Levi Mitchell has not run once this season. The BC Lions are going to rush 3 with no linebackers. They're putting all their coverage out over top of those Calgary 4 receivers to the wide field. They're trying to outnumber in coverage and force Bo Levi Mitchell to go ahead and try and run the ball. He hasn't done it all year.
It felt like he might take off there, but you're right. And I think a lot of us had to check the stats a couple of times. Here's Paredes putting it through from 38 yards out, and the Stampeders open the scoring after that good kick return by Roy Finch. So how about Jonathan Jennings? How does he bounce back? And how does he respond to Wings Coast and anticipating a good football game here tonight? 3-0 Stampeders as Chris Rainey drops deep. Lions opting for the kickoff after the field goal. Paredes high, but not deep. Rainey from just inside the 20, across the 35-yard line, dragged down around the 37. Alex Singleton there, and here comes Jonathan Jennings after going 14 for 30, 195 last week, and 4 interceptions.
Yeah, said it was his worst game. Wally Buono said it was the worst game that he's been involved with. Now, in fairness to Jonathan Jennings, he was pressured in that game 14 times. He was sacked 4 times and hit a bunch more. And when that happens to any quarterback, they start to rush their throws and lose accuracy. 4 interceptions was the result.
Without a couple of his key weapons, hurried there on a hit up front from Vaughters, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, 2 late scratches. Brian Burnham and Nick Moore, 2 top receivers, are out. So it'll be Maurice Morgan out of North Carolina State that will come in, and he'll play with Iannuzzi and Shaq Johnson to the wide field. One change up the offensive line. Hunter Stewart is out at left tackle. Antonio Johnson plays for him.
10 2 and outs last week, trying to avoid an early one here. 2nd and 10, 4-man rush. Jennings stands in, looking for Arsenault, and almost intercepted. Should have been picked off by Jamar Wall, and it is a 2 and out to start for BC.
2 and out to start, and 2 throws for Jonathan Jennings that aren't going to give him a whole lot of confidence trying to bounce back from that tough game against Saskatchewan. One that missed the target and one that should have been intercepted. Jamar Wall, the best shot at it.
Arsenault playing DB on the play to prevent the interception. So Ty Long kicking to the explosive Roy Finch. Punt return touchdowns in each of his last 2. A 49-yard punt. He brings it back across the 40, but flags on the play. Rolly Lumbala brings him down. And we'll sort out the penalty when we come back. Bo Levi Mitchell, 3-2 in his career against BC. 11 touchdowns just line to start this second possession. Bo Levi Mitchell 1 for 4 to start. And that drop by Michel, short drop here, and that's incomplete. Markin Michel stumbled a bit in his break, and now Mitchell 1 for 5.
Yeah, clearly Bo Levi Mitchell is targeting Markin Michel early on here. They're just not quite on the same page just yet. Going to him 3 or 4 times already tonight.
So 2nd and 10. 3-man front for BC. And the draw play to Messam. Max Ford will make the tackle. Jerome Messam brought down around the 25-yard line, close to the first down.
Starting to get the ball, Calgary, a lot more to Jerome Messam in the last 3 weeks. This is a nice call on the draw play. And a good move right at the line of scrimmage to find himself a little opening. Created his own hole. And then strong strides to that first down marker.
Well, they mark him at the 24, a yard short. Dave Dickinson not going to take a chance early in the game that deep in Calgary territory.
No, too deep, yeah. Way too deep there. He got just shy of that marker, and that's a full yard.
So Rob Maber boots it away. Hangs that up. Rainey at his 42. And Rainey dropped at the 49. A flag on the play. Will step aside. Second series for Jonathan Jennings. 3-0 Calgary.
Stripe, you've had a bad game. It's what you do right after. We'll see how he bounces back. It was 2 and out on the first series. He's been good coming off a loss.
Maurice Morgan and Arsenault motion to the left side. The fly sweep. Chris Williams looking for the edge and unable to turn it upfield. He is dropped at the 50-yard line.
Just start 29 for Jonathan Jennings, but 10 times he's come off a loss and had to bounce back and regroup from it. He's played well. 7 wins, just 3 losses in that second game after the loss, and pretty good numbers.
Second and 8. And changing the play call. They're going to get it off. They do. There's Jennings under pressure, and the pass is intercepted. Picked off on the tip by Singleton. Alex Singleton, and Shaq Johnson catches him from behind. It's the first interception of the year for Singleton, the 9th different Stampeder with an interception this season.
Well, it's created by pressure, first of all. And the pressure after Jennings gets out of the pocket, he gets on the run. Pressure right here. He's going to bounce outside. Now he's got pressure and thrown off his back foot again. The ball slightly behind Jeremiah Johnson. He can't come up with a catch that he should have. Both hands on it, and when it's tipped up like that, one of his 4 against Saskatchewan was exactly the same off the hands of Chris Williams.
Singleton, number 4 in the league in defensive plays. Here's Messam. Flag comes down, and Messam gets dropped by Purifoy. Penalty against Calgary as Singleton celebrates his pick on the sidelines.
Holding, Calgary, number 50. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Call against Spencer Wilson. Stampeders with only 100 penalty yards total in the last 3 games.
Yeah,
but
first in the league in that department.
But 40 already in this opening quarter. So 1st and 20. Back at the BC 37. Short drop over the middle. Open there is Tavares Daniels and dragged down by Tony Burnett.
Tony Burnett is kind of stuck there. Daniels gets in behind him, and then he has a two-way go. Basically, he can slide into the middle in this zone, or he can slide outside depending on where Tony Burnett lines up. 15-yard gain, and Burnett couldn't have been right on that one. If he goes straight back, then Daniels breaks out. Goes out, Daniels breaks in behind him.
So 2nd and manageable, 2nd and 5. 5 receivers out, and Mitchell on a roll. He'll throw down by the goal line and short hops that. And the timing seemed to be off on that play. Intended once again for Markin Michel.
Well, this will be an adjustment for Dave Dickinson. This is again the BC Lions going with just 3-man pressure up here, and they're dropping 9 back into coverage. And now Bo Levi Mitchell knows that he's got lots of time, but he's going to have outnumbered coverage for his receivers. So this time he rolls to his right. The last time he kind of scrambled up in the middle. This will have to be adjustment. How do you beat this 3-man drop 9 pressure from the BC Lions?
So Rene Paredes from 29 yards out hits a 2nd field goal here in the 1st quarter to double the Stampeders lead.
Be okay. So Wally's done his bit. Jonathan gets his chance, but I'll tell you what, after those first 2 series, 2 and out and a pick, already pockets in the crowd, giving the old Lule chant. I don't know if this will ever go away unless Jennings keeps on winning.
There's Shaq Murray Lawrence helping Jonathan Jennings out, providing good field position for this next start.
Well, it's good that Wally Buono made the decision early and let the team and the quarterbacks know that it would be Jennings again. Remember, in that game against Saskatchewan, Jennings did get pulled. Lule came into the game, and then Jennings went back into the game in the 2nd half. So Wally Buono treating Jonathan Jennings as the guy. He's the starting quarterback here in BC.
Looking for his first completion, but handing it off to Jeremiah Johnson. Not much up the middle. Johnson came into the week number 2 in the league in rushing behind Jerome Messam.
You know, in one bad game, one game where you have it just goes off the rails and snowballs on you does not mean that, you know, everything that you've built in 28 starts at that point go out the window. And if Wally Buono starts going back and forth from one quarterback to the other, there's no true leader. I think he did the right thing. Now can Jennings get back on track here?
2nd down over the middle. There's the completion. Arsenault stretching out, trying to get to the 1st down. Held up there by Tunde Adeleke, the rookie safety, in for Josh Bell.
Going to be short. I just don't know how short he will be.
Like maybe as much as 2 yards.
Yeah. Good solid tackle by Adeleke for the safety coming down, playing for Josh Bell, and he comes down and makes a good solid tackle. Hold Manny Arsenault short by a couple of yards.
So even on the Stamp side of midfield, Wally Buono not in a gambling mood early. Unless there's something on, but there's not. And it's blocked. The kick by Ty Long is blocked. It's the 3rd kick block for the Stampeders. Charleston Hughes dropped it. Derek Wigan picks it up, and he gets drilled there by Micah Awe, but another punt block by the Stampeders, and this time it was Jagarrett Davis.
Jagarrett Davis back in the lineup, coming off the 6-game injured. Coming off this left side. Pressure from the left. They block it to the right. Jagarrett Davis just runs through the block of Ricky Foley,
who is new to that punt team. So once again, terrific field position for Calgary. And they hand it off to Messam. Purifoy there to bring him down around the 39, and Messam has 4.
Leads the team, 6 touchdowns, all rushing the ball for Jerome Messam, and 5.1 yard average. Only one game this year, Dave Dickinson gave him less than 10 carries. He's averaged over the last couple of games over 15 in his 100-yard game versus Saskatchewan. 28 carries that game for Jerome Messam.
2nd and 6. Here comes pressure. Marco Michel's got that. And a Calgary first down at the Lion 30.
There's one that'll get these two on track. Nice timing route on the dig from the outside and the short side of the field. And the timing there on the throw. Nice lane to throw it in. Bo Levi Mitchell looks off the coverage and then goes backside to Michel.
Average field position start for Calgary in this first quarter. The Lion 54-yard line. A big Finch return, a interception return, block kick, and now Messam tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. He gets dropped for a loss.
Well, we put the spotlight on 2 tailbacks tonight in Jerome Messam and in Jeremiah Johnson. But there are also 2 great middle linebackers playing against those tailbacks tonight. In Solomon Elimimian, who leads the league in tackles. He's up against Messam tonight, so we'll watch that matchup. The run stopper in the middle against the Messam Express at 260 pounds. And then, of course, Alex Singleton up against Jeremiah Johnson when it's a Calgary D on the field on the BCO.
2nd and long. Mitchell in trouble, throwing for Michel, and he brings it down. Nice catch there. Over top of Ronnie Yell. 20 yards and a Calgary first down.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes one. You know, it just takes one good timing route, throw and catch, and then the confidence in there is there. And Bo had to spin out of there to buy himself some more time, but he does, gets it done, throws it up, and gives his receiver a chance. That's a serious vertical right there.
High points that, brings it down at the Lion 11-yard line. Double tight end set, and a little trouble on that snap. Picked up by Messam, and he gets a yard or two. Not the way they drew it up.
Well, that's the strangest handoff you'll ever see. A wildcat from a different species of wildcat. Little tip from Mitchell. Volleys it to him. And then Messam will take the pile. 3-4 BC tacklers for a couple of yards. Boy, how about Andrew Harris doing that last night in Winnipeg?
Over 100 rushing and receiving for the first time in his terrific career. 2nd and 9. Short drop. And the slant pattern is dropped by Michel and by Purifoy.
Oh, baby. Purifoy was thinking about a touchdown.
He was 110 yards away, but he had a clear route, didn't he?
He had no one except Bo Levi Mitchell to catch him. And he was headed downhill in the right direction. He took a little peek. Tough catch for Michel. But when it's tipped like that, there's always someone behind you trying to play that tip, and Purifoy just flat drops it. Wow.
Another stop for the Lions defense. Another field goal by Paredes. And a 9-0 lead here for Calgary on the final play of the opening quarter. So the Lions trying to be better than they were a week ago. A drop by Michel that could have meant early points. A takeaway, a block kick, and a 9-0 Calgary lead. I mean, the last time this team played at home, they had 535 yards of offense. but a very quiet opening quarter. Here's Rainey from the 10. And Rainey just out beyond the 25-yard line.
Well, Chris Rainey plays on that offense occasionally and has more over the last few games. Maybe that's the spark plug they need. Put him on offense and give him a couple of those little hit screens, high percentage throws, get the confidence up for Jonathan Jennings, and maybe get the speedster and Rainey involved. Won't be on this first down as he heads to the sideline, but that might be a catalyst.
Saw the time of possession. Lions had won the TOP in 6 of 7 games, but not last week. Under 28 minutes of possession in Saskatchewan. Fake to Johnson, the slant for Arsenault, and a first down up around the 44-yard line to get the Lions off the schneid in that department.
First down of the game for the BC Lions. Little play action to Jeremiah Johnson. Frees the linebackers for a second, and Singleton, and right in behind him, Manny Arsenault with an 18-yard catch.
Sort of the back to basics you were talking about.
Yeah.
First and 10. Johnson stayed in. Arsenault another catch, and they may lean on the big guy tonight without Brian Burnham or Nick Moore.
Well, Nick Moore was injured last week in the game. Brian Burnham during the work week in practice and was a late scratch against Saskatchewan. But yeah, I mean, Brian Burnham with the big start to the season, their #1 receiver. Arsenault's been right in the middle.
3 completions, all 3 to Arsenault. Jennings hit as he released. That's up for the grabs, and incomplete. Singleton thought he had another interception. But the pressure from up front forces Jennings and the Lions off the field.
Yeah, his arm got hit. That ball popped straight up in the air. Vodder's off the edge, yeah, grabbing that right arm.
And that.
A running back waiting for it, standing there waiting for it, not going to high point the ball.
Ty Long gets this one away. Good boot. Finch back at his 7, a 54-yard punt. And the cover team gets it done. Buddy Jackson, a former Stampeder, was down there first. So the Stampeders will start deeper for the first time. Jerome Messam.
From tackle to tackle tonight between those two.
3 tackles for Elimimian. Messam 25 yards away from 5,000 in his career. Stamps start inside their 10. Here comes Heat. Mitchell puts that up, and Michelle loose again. And Anthony Thompson will bump him out at the Calgary bench around the 49-yard line. It's a 40-yard pickup to the deep threat Michelle.
Starts out in the slot, and that's a fullback that's beside him. So he knows right now he's got a zone look because no linebacker stepped out to take him. Well, Chandler Fenner ended up doing it. It is a man look, and he goes over the top on the corner route.
Third catch, 68 yards.
Stephen Clark took that first. He was a big mouth bass in the middle of the lake right there. Grabbed that hook.
Messam trying to find a hole as he crosses the 50 and may have 2.
Yeah, when I caught the number that it was Chandler Fenner out there covering Rob Cote, that means it's man-to-man. And Stephen Clark, now watch this move again. This is Michelle. Watch this hard post run. And look at him jump inside, anticipating the post. And he goes back to the corner. That's one in the live well. See if Stephen Clark can bounce back from that.
Clark in his 3rd start at field corner. 2nd and 8. And pre-snap movement. And a time count violation against Calgary.
Number 19. That's a 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
A little residue from the bye showing on the Stampeders despite the 9-point lead.
Yeah, well, they got in their own way a little bit in that first quarter, that's for sure. A couple drops. It could be 21-0 very easily at this point. Lions defense kind of hanging on, and offensively haven't really got a lot of momentum yet.
Calgary's won 6 of 7 against BC in 3 of their last 4 visits to BC Place. Pocket collapsing. McDaniel incomplete, and another potential interception goes by the boards. Anthony Thompson couldn't hang on.
Well, I'm going to just say it. The BC Lions have a confidence issue, and it's on both sides of the ball. Luchez Purifoy dropped what could have been a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. Anthony Thompson drops a pick. Those are plays that add up. Offensively, already 1 interception for Jonathan Jennings. They've got a confidence issue.
Maver angling it away from Rainey. A short kick taken by Iannuzzi. And a 40-yard punt by Maver. So a potential turnover dropped by Thompson. BC football, though, when we come back.
We're seeing less of them in the league. You'll have to tune in.
Chris Williams would be considered a small receiver at 5'9", 155. Haven't seen him yet. We see him now. Nice catch. Short gain working against Tommy Campbell on the corner.
Yeah, just 5'9", as you mentioned, but can fly, can flat out run. And in that Saskatchewan game with Burnham down and Nick Moore. Burnham and Nick Moore gone down. He got targeted 13 times. That's the good news for Lions fans. The bad news for Lions fans, they only caught 6. A couple of deep ones. So it was 95 yards. Jennings, when it gets on track, he needs to get it to Williams and Arsenal.
4 receivers to the near side. Early movement. Vodder suggesting he was drawn offside. So the officials will confer. Was there movement on that left side of the BC Lions offensive line?
Procedure, BC, number 69. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Saw second-year man Charles Vaillancourt leaning back prior to the snap.
Left side of that O-line reworked. Vaillancourt working with Antonio Johnson. No Hunter Stewart, has an arm injury.
So it changes the ratio with 2 import offensive linemen looking for their first second down conversion. They're 0 for 4. Rainey out of the backfield makes the first man miss and then gets driven forward to the 45, but he'll be short of the first down.
Well, that's an example for Jonathan Jennings, that play. They didn't get the first down, but it's an example of a good decision against the defense he was facing. That was 3-man pressure, dropping 9, dump it to a guy like Rainey. He makes one more guy miss. He gets the first down on his own. You throw it into coverage and you try and go deep in that kind of defense, you're going to throw 4 interceptions.
4th 2 and out for the Lions already. Long launching, Finch back at his 14-yard line, a 52-yard punt. And he brings it back to the 19 where Fenner makes the tackle.
Well, Wally Buono's got to get his guys back to feeling it. They got to get back and feeling that confidence, because right now that demon self-doubt is crawling around in their head. That's a catch that Jeremiah Johnson makes in his sleep. He dropped that one. This is a chance for Purifoy, not only an interception but a long return. This is a chance for Thompson. Easy catch off the tip, and they're not making those routine plays right now. And that's a confidence issue.
Strange, because just over a week ago they were riding a 4-game win streak. It went sour last Sunday, a short week, and they're slow out of the gate here. Mitchell pumps once, long out, and it is incomplete. Anthony Parker got it on a hop.
There was some pressure. I think Purifoy may have got a piece of Mitchell's arm. Ball trapped underneath there. There was official right on the spot.
there have been some drops, but Mitchell, just 5 of his first 13. Looking to convert on second down, stands in the pocket, and that's out of the range of McDaniel, and he doesn't look 100% either in this first half, does he?
No, you're right. He's had a couple of drops, so that may be part of it. I want to show you how Purefoy here steps out and helps out on Michel on this in route. He's been the #1 target so far for Bo Levi Mitchell, but you see Purefoy jumps him from inside out, almost double teaming him. They had another guy line up on him on the outside, and then as he made that inside cut, Purefoy jumped him, trying to take away that target for Bo Levi Mitchell.
Lions should get good field position. Maver, good boot. Backpedaling is Iannuzzi. And up to the 49-yard line after a 49-yard punt. Excuse me, that was Chris Williams. And there's Jeremiah Johnson bringing you the latest CFL football highlights. Catch it Tuesday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Chris Williams on the hitch. And he'll get wrapped up by Jameer Thurman near midfield. Lions were blank for the opening 3 quarters last week in Saskatchewan. They were trailing 32-0 in the Western Final against Calgary, and slow out of the gate here again tonight.
Hit screen away to get a little confidence. High percentage throw. Chris Williams do the heavy lifting on that one and get in a second and medium here.
2nd and 5 with Shaq Murray Lawrence in the backfield. 3-man rush. Jennings throws. And does Iannuzzi hang on? They say incomplete.
Again, routine plays, and they're taking turns. You know, it's Jeremiah Johnson, it's Iannuzzi. Ball thrown very well. He had both hands and arms around it, and he was stripped by Seontae Evans. Just didn't secure it. They say he never had control on the way down, and then ball hit the turf.
1 first down, 5 2-and-outs for the Lions so far. Ty Long trying to pin them here. Outside the numbers, and Finch will get the 15-yard no yards penalty.
Well, the BC Lions are lucky to be where they are right now in this game at 9-0, and keep messing around with Bo Levi Mitchell and this Calgary Stampeder team.
BC, number 3, 15-yard penalty, first down, Calgary.
Well, Bo Levi Mitchell was watching last Sunday and did not want to read too much into a bad Lions performance. And right after the game, this was the message he had for his teammates.
Yeah, you can't take that and say that that's going to be the same BC Lions team they face, although they are really not that much different than last week, the Lions. Because Calgary hasn't capitalized on it yet.
Start at the 25, a hitch to Michel, back into traffic, and up to the 35, where he is close to a first down. So he's been the focal point of this Calgary offense tonight.
Come in with short yardage now, so Andrew Buckley will come into the offensive huddle. Nice here move by Michel to come inside and then put the brakes on and then back out to get another 3 or 4 and get close to that marker.
4th catch for 78, and here's Buckley as they dig in, and he pushes forward. Didn't need much, and should have the first down behind Ucambre Williams, Shane Bergman, and Brad Erdos.
Interesting, Dave Dickinson, throughout the work week, I was reading some of his clips and looking at some of his interviews throughout the week, and he wasn't real happy with the execution during practice, the Calgary Stampeders. And I thought, you know, it may be just a sort of a psychological ploy to not take the BC Lions lightly based on their last game. But their execution has been off a little bit.
First down, fly sweep. Michel dropped it, picked it up, and gets drilled at the 40 after four yards. That was an adventure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is just, you know, just off a little bit in that Markham Michel here is too fast. Like he hit that too fast, and the timing was off, and Bo Levi Mitchell barely got it to him, so he gets it on the one hop, and then Solomon Elimimian take advantage of that hesitation and just drop him after a 4 or 5 yard gain. Wow, that one hurt me.
Second and 6, 5 receivers out. Flag comes down, and did they get the play off?
Time count violation. Calgary, number 19. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Well, the second time in this game, a time count violation against the Calgary offense.
Execution a little off.
Unusual number of penalties for the least penalized team in the league. Second and 11. A punt. Mitchell down the sidelines, got Michel, can't make the catch.
Had him in the hole there, but just threw it to the backside shoulder and took the receiver Michel out of bounds. Boy, he was open in that hole. If that ball is just a little bit more inside, he's got a shot at it and a big gain. Juggling as he went out of bounds, and then Bo knows it.
Mitchell now 6 for 16. Neighbor with the punt. It's Rainey from the 35, a 40-yard punt. And Rainey brought down after maybe 5 on the return. William Longley was down in a hurry on the teams.
Dave Dickinson concerned with the execution issues during the practice week, but shouldn't be concerned this team's record coming out of a bye. Doesn't get any better than 14-0 coming out of a bye week. And 8-0 on the road, so they have history on their side, and a 9-0 lead here tonight could be worse. But they're not going to be off that track for very much longer. It's too well of a coached football team.
Jennings, a lot of time. Anybody open? And now on a roll, throwing back and out of bounds, as everybody was covered that time, and Jonathan Jennings couldn't find a receiver.
Well, you know, this is what I'm talking about. This is a precision game. He's now talking to receivers. He's starting to hear the boo birds a little bit here in BC Place. And watch just off this top, though. This is a play action run to Jeremiah Johnson, and one of them went the wrong way. Jeremiah Johnson goes one way, and John Jennings goes the other, so that wasn't right. Now the route downfield isn't what he wants, so he has to just throw it outside and out of bounds. But
and a holding call moves them back 10, so they look at 1st and 20. Wally Buono trying to let him play through it. Draw play for Johnson, and he gets back across the 35.
Chris, right after that last play, our cameras picked up this. Wally Buono looking at Travis Lulay, and that discussion beginning. I think they were discussing that play, that specific play, and what the receiver did or didn't do. But
and again, how much of this is a couple of regulars, Brian Burnham and Nick Moore, not in the lineup, but maybe the route's not being run the same way. Here's a wide open Shaq Johnson at midfield. There's the biggest offensive play for the BC Lions as Shaq Johnson takes it to the Calgary 46.
Biggest offensive play and best throw in a game and a half for Jonathan Jennings. He had to put some heat on this, get it over a defender, and drop it into Shaq Johnson on the sideline, and what a precise throw that was.
28 for Johnson and a first down. Play action fake. Chris Williams on the slant. Close to another first down at the Calgary 36 at the 3-minute warning.
Did you see this, the heat on that last throw?
suddenly, perhaps a little
Knife it in
traction.
there. Knife it in there.
First half can change here in the final 3 minutes. The Lions with back-to-back first downs. And maybe a free play, quarterback draw, and he gets tossed down immediately. Jagarrett Davis there. But it looked like Calgary was offside.
And that last break, newcomer Maurice Morgan, who's in for
Calgary,
Nick
number
Moore,
49.
was talking there
It's a
to
5-yard penalty.
Marco Iannuzzi, back and forth throughout the break. And Iannuzzi, I'm sure, is just making sure he understands exactly where he needs to be. You can see them talking back. He's okay, that's me, pointing to himself. Make sure he understands the play and what his role in the play is.
Morgan played a preseason game against Calgary, had 3 catches for 54 yards. Does that help in any way? Get him accustomed to what he's seeing tonight? 1st and 5. Pass for Iannuzzi, and he'll show him how it's done to move the chain.
And he was the decoy, so that's probably what they were talking about. The second play we call in this next series is going to be that little curl to me, and you've got to run through the defense and try and pull coverage, which he did, executed well. There he goes, Maurice Morgan straight through, and right underneath him, Iannuzzi with the curl.
Arsenault had the first 3 catches for BC, but now 4 different receivers. Jennings with pressure, and Chris Williams tied up there by Tommy Campbell. It's incomplete.
Based on the blitz, Tommy Campbell knew that Jennings had to throw it immediately, so he jumped that quick slant by Chris Williams. But if you're BC, you're registering that one and telling Williams on the next blitz they see the similar blitz. 2 hard steps inside and straight down the field on a go route. Same matchup down at the bottom of your screen.
Stamps looking for a stop here. 2nd and 10. Jennings time underneath. It's Jeremiah Johnson with a cutback inside for a first down to the 10. 4th consecutive first down on the drive for BC.
Well, if Jonathan Jennings, even if he settles for a field goal here, but if he finishes this drive with a major, it may be the drive that keeps him on the field in the second half. Wally Buono clearly was talking to Travis Lulay. Didn't have him warming up yet. But this might be the drive that gets him back to that second half. Well, he lost the ball there at the end of that hit.
Nice cut back by Johnson to create the first down, and now the 9th play at the drive into the red zone. Number 1 team in the red zone. Fake to Shaq Murray-Lawrence. It's Rainey inside the 5 and dropped at the 2-yard line by the middle linebacker, Singleton.
It's funny when a guy like Chris Rainey starts to make those moves and he's juking and he's head faking and all those things that those talented runners do. A lot of DBs will kind of dance with them, trying to line them up. Middle linebackers don't do that. They just come straight and make a point and just hit them. Look at this.
Wow. Short week, but a different formation that we've not seen before. Johnson plugged it, not going to get there.
Wow.
But a flag down, and that in the usual area of offside defense.
Or did the Lions, with that superpower nuclear eye formation, not get settled and line up properly?
You're right. Looks like that is the case.
There's the power eye with 2 backs in the backfield, and then there's that.
Wow.
Clearly they didn't get settled, and the eyes have it.
Now there's some chirping going on in the trenches. A heated conversation going on. Micah Johnson in the middle of it.
Is eligible.
So seems to be some confusion of what down it is. They've got 3rd down up on the.
Well, if they decline the penalty, they keep it on the 1-yard line. It's 3rd down.
but it's 3rd and inches. And the Lions can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. In fact, based on the placement here,
well, they want to measure it.
They want to measure it because they think they've got a first down.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. You're right. And that's the only reason that ball is in between the 1-yard line and the goal line, because it'll always be brought back to the 1.
And Calgary took the option of losing it down here, I believe. And it might cost them because it is a first down.
Dave Dickinson wants to get the officials' attention.
Well, that was unusual. So after all that, it's first down, and we might not see that power eye again. And Jeremiah Johnson with 7 touchdowns on the season. In behind Jennings. Rainey in motion. It'll be Jennings. And second effort touchdown. His first of the year. And maybe the Lions' biggest of the season.
Yeah, this is a big one. An important drive, not only for the Lions and their confidence, but for Jonathan Jennings. I mean, he may have been a series away from surrendering the position for the rest of the game, or at least that third quarter, to Travis Lulay. Puts a drive together that started with a tremendous throw to Shaq Johnson. The type of a throw that gives you confidence as a quarterback, and finishes the drive with a touchdown.
11 plays, 69 yards, and now they'll go for 2, 6 for 9 on 2-point attempts this year. Morgan and Arsenault on the waggle to the right side. And Jennings connects. He's got Williams for 2, and it's a 1-point game. And maybe a measure of confidence back in the young BC quarterback.
Well, there was just a different jump in his step and more heat on the throws. He was not aiming on that last drive, but just letting it go. And when you look at this first one, to Shaq Johnson, over coverage to drop it in with that zip, and then a slant route right there to Chris Williams. Had tons of heat on it. Throws that curl to Jeremiah Johnson. He picks up a first. But just the deliberate throwing motion and actions by Jonathan Jennings. Different guy than that first quarter and a half.
And the 2 for Williams to make it a 1-point game. Here with 1:11 to go in the opening half. So the 2 quarterbacks and Kahari Jones will review what they've just seen as they try to crack the Calgary code.
I know all the quarterbacks, and especially backup quarterbacks, will be looking at the tablets between drives. I'm not sure there's any that does it as much and in as much detail as Travis Lulay does.
Here's Finch from the 15. Cuts back inside. Buddy Jackson holding on, and he gets swarmed there at the 26.
Whether he's playing or not, he's contributing. And, you know, all the games we've done, Chris, I'm watching on the sideline, the quarterback's going through it. Of course, they're looking at it, but he is studying it like he's breaking down film and helping Jonathan Jennings and even Kahari Jones, the play caller.
And he's not the kind of guy to be on the bench warming up in the bullpen to try and get the coach to
exactly. No, he's not going to do that. Not unless he gets the nod.
Let's see what Bo does with this final minute and change. 1-point game, throwing it out. And again, I'm just not sure we've seen Bo Levi Mitchell struggle as much as he has, and it's almost been overshadowed by Jennings, but he's now 6 of 17.
Yeah, and I'm going to remind everyone again about the 4 drops, 2 for touchdowns.
Yep.
In those incompletions, and that doesn't help the confidence of a quarterback. But
2 for 8, 2nd and 10. Stands in the pocket.
Look out.
It's picked off, and it's Purifoy who brings it down. And a last-minute interception gives Jennings the football.
In field goal range. If he didn't step out, he should be in field goal range. Took way too long for Bo Levi Mitchell here. By this time, routes were run, and now the defense is just making up ground. Same break and the same zone defense from Purifoy. Remember early in the game? Made that break and a knockdown on Michel. That time he played the ball, took it out of bounds. Chance for more points for BC. 4th interception thrown by Mitchell this year. Just his 2nd in the last 5 games. Lion football at the Calgary 41. Jennings back to work. Underneath the drop, and a holding call upcoming, I believe, against BC. Alex Singleton doing a little talking to Jeremiah Johnson over there. We just reminded him that he dropped it.
BC, number 62. It's a 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Cody Husband, the center, I believe, on Junior Turner back in the Calgary lineup after recovering from off-season knee surgery.
Yeah, great to see him back. It's a long way to come back when you blow out your knee like that. Junior Turner back in the middle of that defense. Great to see it.
1st and 20, back at the 51. And that one picked off. Deontay Evans has got it. So they trade interceptions here. Iannuzzi the tackle, but Evans has his 2nd of the season off the corner, and Jennings, the receiver, not on the same page on that one.
Well, and you know, I'm going to put a little bit on the play calling here, too. I mean, you get the interception, your BC Lions, and you're in field goal range with the ball and less than a minute left in the half. Ty Long's longest on the season is 50, so he was within his range. A couple of running plays, kick a field goal, you take the lead going into halftime. Now it's unraveled again. That momentum you built if you're the BC Lions just disappeared.
2nd chance for Mitchell. Puts it over the middle. Heavy traffic, and McDaniel can't hang on. He was surrounded. Almost feels like both teams need the break here at halftime.
You know, it's been muddy. This game has been muddy. And we're playing under the tent here. I don't think the roof's open.
Mitchell now 2 of his last 10 with an interception. Words we don't think we put in the same sentence with both Levi Mitchell in a long time, if ever. 2nd and 10. Pressure coming. Gets away. Flag comes down. Pass is caught by Daniels in Lion territory, but it's coming back on a hold.
Boy, Mitchell wanted that one, too. I mean, he was looking at 25 seconds thinking that one gets us.
Holding Calgary, number 65. 10-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Gets us a throw away from a field goal of our own going in at halftime. And
Dan Federkyle, the right tackle, on the hold.
Took a while. He had to take Rowe to that wide position, then hits him when it's on the ground, and I think he drew the flag there.
So 2nd and 20 now. 4-man rush, trying to mess him, and nothing doing. Well, he bounces off first contact, and then is brought down at the 30, and we've got another flag with 18 seconds left. Josh Shirley first to make contact with Messam. And a holding call will be declined.
Cases like this, when both teams or your team just isn't quite right, you lean on your leaders. I'm going to make a quick prediction. For the Calgary Stampeders.
Calgary, number 69. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
For the Calgary Stampeders, I think they're going to come back in the second half and lean on Marquay McDaniel. And Bo Levi Mitchell go back to that sort of safety blanket, that guy that he's always had, knows where he's at, precise route runner, and get that veteran to settle things down. You know, for the BC Lions on offense, they can find Manny Arsenault. Get him and lean on him a little bit. That's what you do when things aren't quite right. Lean on your leaders.
And Mitchell taking a knee to run it out in a first half that was not what we expected. 3 field goals for Calgary, squandering great field position in the 10 turnovers now for the Lions in the last 6 quarters, 3 in that first half.
Did seem like there was some communication issues, some route running issues for the BC Lions, and for the Calgary Stampeders, just timing just off a little bit.
I'm going way out on a limb suggesting the second half's going to be better for both teams. Rainey across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Charlie Power down first. And there's the numbers for Jennings, who got off to a rocky start and had that 1 touchdown drive of 11 plays.
Yeah, most of the yards that you saw in that stat line were from that 1 drive.
Only 5 rushes for the Lions in the first half. Jeremiah Johnson 3 for 9. Well, they start 2 back with Rolly Lumbala in the backfield and hand it off. Johnson, they're waiting on him and nothing doing. Jagera Davis stepped up. Jameer Thurman there, and not much for Jeremiah Johnson.
No, but getting him involved, a good idea. And you're not always going to break one, but got to just keep that balance in there if possible. Well, Clay Brooks has his guys playing well against the run this year, and gets guys like Jagera Davis back and Junior Turner, and that helps in a big way.
Okay, Johnson 2nd and 10. Jennings has Arsenault open, and he reaches, trying to break the plane of the first down as he was escorted out by Adeleke, the safety.
It's going to be close enough that Wally Buono might send in the short yardage here. I think he gets right to the, just shy of the marker when he reaches. Up to the 40. They'll sort of split the difference.
They don't give him the 41, though, and because of it, Wally Buono's going to punt on 3rd and, well, almost 2.
Yeah, well, once you get to that, you get to the 2-yard mark, you got to punt it away.
Calgary, and Long just got that away. He Foley was laid onto the field, and I think that drew the ire of the head coach. A 49-yard punt. And now Mitchell will try and bounce back from an uncharacteristic first half, 6 of 19. Heard him talking about red zone production. 3 field goals in the opening 4 series for Calgary.
Just 7 carries for Jerome Messam in that first half. Mentioned only the 1 game this year that he was under double figures in carries. That was against Montreal in the loss in Montreal. That game, Bo Levi Mitchell threw 50 times.
Messam came in with 302 yards in his last 3 starts, and they start with him up the middle. Not much. Again, he's closing in on 5,000 career yards. I think he's about 5 away as Elimimian has a word or two for the guy he's zeroed in on.
6th tackle, by the way, for Solomon Elimimian. He's on pace for 12 on the night, as is Alex Singleton for the Calgary Stampeders, as the 2 linebackers try to talk these teams out of running the ball.
2nd and 8. Pressure on, and Greg Rowe brings him down, but the horse collar tackle will negate the sack, I believe.
Yeah, you're right.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Horse collar tackle, 93, BC. 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage. Automatic first down.
Real wide get off from outside on Fader Kyle, and then that's textbook. I mean, that's you can't grab the back of the jersey and pull him down backwards. Whether it's jersey or the collar.
Well, can you around the numbers as opposed to the?
I think he was
harness?
at the nameplate. It looked like he was at the nameplate to me, and that's.
Wally Buono wants to have a look. Can he challenge that?
Just interested to see if this is an official challenge or if they're just discussing what they may challenge. And if Kim Murphy, the head ref, talks him out of it.
BC is challenging the previous play for roughing the passer. We'll review the play.
Well, because it's roughing the passer, it is challengeable. And Wally Buono thinking that it's more on the numbers than on the harness.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. BC is charged a team timeout. Be first down.
So the Lions don't have a challenge now, and it becomes a 32-yard difference from where he was brought down.
I'm not sure why Wally Buono challenged that. I mean, I don't think it's close. The call on the field is what it was, a horse collar.
Here's Messam on the screen. Well, I think the debate is it the actual collar, or at what point down nameplate number can you grab the jersey and pull the player down?
Well,
I think that's what he was arguing, that it was lower than the actual collar, but not the way the officials ruled.
Yeah, and it was back in the shoulder blade area. It doesn't have to be the shoulder pads that you grab. It can be pulling from behind the jersey, and Bo Levi Mitchell went backwards. It didn't look at all to me like it was in question.
There's Messam, finally finds some real estate, and the big guy plows down to the Lion 40, and with that gain, Jerome Messam over 5,000 in his career.
Good hole this time to the play side. Good double team right in the middle there, like Shane Bergman. Did a nice job on his man. I was trying to find who picked up Solomon Elimimian, because it's been Elimimian tackling Messam every play so far. He wasn't around on that one.
Give it back to Messam. This time stuffed behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 41. Max Ford limps off after being involved in the play. So 2nd and 11. Sixth play of the drive as the Lions fans try and disrupt Mitchell, who's under duress, throws underneath, ball caught. And Tavares Daniels is stopped short at the 40-yard line by Stephen Clark.
A 47-yarder for Paredes, whose longest is 47 on the season, but within his range here. Pocket collapsed around Bo Levi Mitchell to where he had no choice but to dump it.
So looking for his 4th of the night. And Paredes hits it. And it's a 4-point Calgary lead on their first possession of this second half. All the points coming off the foot of Rennie Paredes for Calgary so far. So after the field goal this time, the Lions opt to take it at the 35-yard line. Short drop for Jennings, but nothing available. And now he gets it out for Chris Williams. Cutting back and takes a hit at the 45 and should have a first down.
Good throw on the run for Jonathan Jennings, but he took off and ran quickly. I think he's got it in his head now that in order to get some room and get some throwing lanes, he's going to have to create them on his own a little bit. Help out his O-line by moving the launch point. He got out of that pocket quickly there.
Now 14 of 21. Williams 5 catches, but all of the short variety so far. On a roll again. Flushed back by Wigan. Looks the other way. Got a block there on Micah Johnson. And Jennings falls forward to around the 50 and has close to 5.
Yeah, you can see he's taken a 1 count in the pocket. If his first or second read, 1,000, I'm out of there. And he starts to get on the move. That's what happens when you're coming off a game with 14 quarterback pressures and 4 sacks.
And in the last 3 games, Calgary has allowed an average of 202 yards of offense. So they've been stingy. A slant pattern there and a good strong hands by Williams to hold on with Tommy Campbell on his back.
Like the end of that play. Tommy Campbell with a little bit of mutual respect with Chris Williams. They are 2 great football players, great coverage. Williams wins that one, but he gets up and said, okay, gives him a little pat on the back, says, yeah.
6 catch, 7 targets in the game for Williams, and now on a roll again. Jennings downfield, and he threw that away. A late flag, and it's going to be roughing the passer on Jameer Thurman. Pass intended for Bianuzzi.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Calgary, number 56. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Could he be avoided the contact after the throw?
Thurman, the will linebacker, who got one more start with Deron Mayo almost ready.
Yeah.
Former top defensive player of the Stampeders in 2015, coming off a knee surgery that looks like he'll be ready next week. Here is Arsenault taking a hit inside the 30, but the Lions are moving the football thanks to that penalty, and Manny Arsenault with the catch.
Different mindset for Jennings. He's on the run. He's moving. He's getting rid of the football. He just reset the clock, the imaginary clock that you have in your head as a quarterback, knowing that the pocket is only going to be there for so long. He just reset his.
At the 27. Underneath it goes. There's Williams up against Singleton, and Singleton makes the tackle.
His 7th. His 7th as he tracks down a very fast Chris Williams. Chris Williams on the crossing route. There's Singleton right in the middle of your screen there. And as he comes on this crossing route, he's got some ground to make up because Singleton drops straight back. Now he's got to close. This is the speed of the middle linebacker. Track him down. Don't give him the corner.
And there's an injured Stampeder getting attention. And we hope it's not serious, as that Junior Turner, who has been shaken up, will step aside for a moment. To get his way back in the Calgary lineup. 7 for Williams, 2nd and 3. BC with the football at the Calgary 20. 1 for 1 in the red zone tonight. And the pass caught. Reedy cuts back. Chris Reedy, touchdown. Third touchdown of the year for Chris Reedy, and the Lions have their first lead of the night.
Boy, he's dangerous in the open field. Jennings gets him to it, gets it to him quickly, and then he just starts to make his move and create that magic. Jameer Thurman Cut inside on him.
7 plays, 75 yards. This time they go for the 1-point convert. Ty Long's missed it. So it's just a 2-point lead. And Long now 11 of 15.
Well, Jameer Thurman doesn't have to feel bad about that one. I mean, that's...
McCarr, love y'all. What are you doing, though?
That is a wide open field with lots of space. And watch Chris Rainey. So he makes the move to get out. Thurman has to take that inside. He has to take away the inside throw, so he's late to get out there, and that's the cutback lane for Chris Rainey.
But it was the call on Thurman earlier in the drive that prolonged it for BC.
Yeah, that one's sticking with him. But he doesn't have to feel bad about that. Guys like Chris Rainey make you miss.
Missed by Long, so it's just a 2-point game, but 4th touchdown pass of the year for Jonathan Jennings. And the first touchdown of the game.
He's capable. Roy Finch.
First touchdown pass of the game for Jennings. Patrick levels back. 7 plays, 75-yard drive. See how Calgary responds. Here's Finch. Behind the wedge, and he finds a crease and then stumbles up to the 35-yard line. He'd like to have that back. So Bo Levi Mitchell started 4 for 9, 4 for 12 since. Only once in 58 previous starts has he been under 50% in a game. Out back in 2014 against Edmonton. By the way, they won that game even with Bo at 14 for 29.
That's the key to getting him back over 50%.
Number 16?
Number 16. 1 catch so far tonight.
They've targeted Markin Michelle 9 times. McDaniel only 4 times. They'll try and get Messam going. He gets tripped up at the 40-yard line and has 5.
Those 2 nose-to-nose after each play and each tackle. 56 on 33. Beats the block from Shane Bergman.
7th tackle for Elimimian. 2nd and 5. Ball batted in the air, and it falls incomplete with 3 Lions around the football, and Max Ford picked it up, but it's a 2-and-out. The 5th 2-and-out of the game for Calgary.
Well, he makes a tackle on 1st down. And then on 2nd down, that passing down, Chris, he uses his film work and his expertise, his study habits to jump the receiver that Bo Levi Mitchell wanted. He was sitting in the zone, but he saw Marquay McDaniel. That's the guy he wanted to go to, and he jumps it. Solomon Elimimian just made back-to-back plays.
Faber to kick. Williams and Rainey are deep, and it will be Rainey. 45-yard punt. Rainey's got at least 10 on the return, but there is a flag down. Jerome Messam and Solomon Elimimian going toe-to-toe, part of the game within a game here on Friday Night Football.
On his shoulder and throwing the ball. He feels something in that throwing shoulder.
Jennings, of course, has had shoulder issues and has an issue here as he gets taken down by Thurman. Big sack that drives him back inside the 30.
Fast break from the Calgary defense. Just stop messing around. They said, let's go get him. And they do. Loaded up, Singleton, Thurman, straight blitz, and it's a race to get to him.
Loss of 13. So 2nd and 23. Here they come again. Jennings running out. Micah Johnson in pursuit. Jimmy has got to take off, but he angles out well short of the first down before taking a big hit. So how does that impact the Bo Levi Mitchell arm situation and how Dave Dickinson calls plays?
Well, you mentioned to me in the commercial break early in the first quarter that Bo just didn't seem to look right to you, and I thought, well, he's had a couple of drops and maybe it's just they're just not quite in sync, but clearly there's a problem with his shoulder.
He suggested in a halftime interview earlier in the season that he wasn't 100%. Flags come down as Finch gets away, and Finch out at the Calgary bench beyond the 50-yard line. But will it stand? 37-yard return of a 58-yard punt. But he kind of let it out of the bag by commending his offensive line, who knew that he was going through something, which...
Illegal block. Calgary, number 52. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So the illegal block call on Riley Jones.
One of the great things that Bo Levi Mitchell can do when he's completely healthy is throw in different positions. I mean, he's one of the best in the business at sidestepping the rush and throwing off balance, throwing with his back foot, just a lot of different throwing angles and around the rush and things like that. And when your shoulder like that gets sore, you got to believe that it's got to go back to the fundamentals, where if you don't have a chance to really step into it, the shoulder doesn't allow you the arm strength to get into some of the throws that he's had in the past.
Penalty, a 37-yard difference. Calgary's got to start at their 15. Will fake to Messam on a roll, and there's a catch for McDaniel to the 22, and he has 7.
And here comes the McDaniel connection. Marquay McDaniel.
And Markin Michelle is headed to the room, the man who had been targeted the most by Bo Levi Mitchell tonight. So a key weapon in the Calgary arsenal no longer available. Tavares Daniels, Anthony Parker are the wideouts. 2nd and 3. Messam straight ahead. First down, and a lot more as he chugs out close to the 40. $17 for Messam.
Mark Washington, the defensive coordinator, called a stunt to Solomon Elimimian right here in the middle of your screen, and he goes the opposite way that Jerome Messam goes. He goes around it to go on that stunt in his gap, and Messam was already past him.
Messam at 56. Here's Mitchell spinning in the pocket, throwing deep, and it is caught. Catch made by Anthony Parker. A battle for the football down there at the 20, but Parker's got the catch. And it's the biggest offensive play for the Stampeders on the night.
Well, hold on now. That whole break, Bo Levi Mitchell was looking like that shoulder was bothering him. I mean, I can't get the angle on exactly how far that throw was, but it was to the wide field and down the sideline. Over 50 yards for sure, and it had some zip on it. So it's not bothering him enough that he can't make that throw.
Biggest catch for Parker on the season, a 50-yard connection, and a first down just outside the 20. Messam back in. Mitchell running around and dumping it off. And a short gain for Rob Cote. Mentioned the Bo Levi Mitchell has not run once this year. Back in '72, Ronnie Lancaster, a whole season, just 6 rushing plays. And in 2011, Anthony Calvillo 5 in an injury-shortened season. But Bo has not run once in the first half of this season.
Yeah, and he's moving in the pocket and rolling in this drive, and a little bit at the end of this quarter, but still hasn't crossed the line and ran.
Calgary 8 for its last 10 in the red zone. 0 for 1 tonight. Short drop, quick hitter. McDaniel's got the catch to the goal line. Is he in? No signal. Looks like it's going to be first and goal at the 1.
His shoulder's fine. It might have been a cramp or something, because that timing and that zip, he knifed it through there and got his veteran.
McDaniel that close to scoring on the final play of the third quarter. So it'll go down to the wire here. Messam and Elimimian locking horns. Chris Rainey giving BC the lead. But the
Can get a little bit of chemistry back. Both offenses are now starting to move the ball a little bit, and they struggled at that.
Mitchell stays in. The short yardage group is not there. It's Jerome Messam straight ahead, and he pulls his way in for a touchdown. Seventh touchdown of the season for Messam to match Jeremiah Johnson.
I'm not sure you can stop this for at least a yard. I mean, first contact was made a yard and a half behind the goal line, and Messam is going to take you that yard or two. If he's downhill, if it's a run play going side to side, you can catch him in the backfield for a loss. But if he's heading downhill like that, he's getting one or two.
So they'll go for 2. Try and make it a 6-point lead. Rolling out to the right side and throws incomplete. And it stays 18-14. But a 6-play drive, 95 yards for Mitchell. The big play, that 50-yard connection to Anthony Parker, and Jerome Messam punches it in on a night where he has gone over 5,000 yards in rushing.
Was it Jim Brown who used to get up limping all the time? I think the great George Reed used to do it as well, and then just get the ball and take off. Bo Levi Mitchell working the shoulder before this drive began, and then he went out and he slings a 50-yarder, puts a dart right on to Marquay McDaniel. They finished the drive off with Jerome Messam, but the arm looked just fine.
Somehow finds a way, looking for his 49th career win.
Sit down and work the tablet with Ryan Dinwiddie, former quarterback that can give him another set of eyes, a guy who's been in the pocket, understands what Bo Levi is going through.
Kickoff sails to Rainey. Over the 30, but not much more after that. Brought down by UBC product Riley Jones.
Numbers starting to improve for Jennings, and in that third quarter he got on the run. He just, like I said, that time clock in his head has just went from 3 steamboats to 1.5, and after that 1.5 he's taking it off and trying to find something, create something with his legs.
2 punts and a touchdown on the 3 Lion drives in the third quarter. Arsenault in motion. Fakes to Johnson. Pressure on. Gets away from Boners, and he'll take off. Here's Jonathan Jennings, and he takes a hit as he tumbles across the 40 to the 42, and will be close to a first down.
You see what I mean? This is Jennings. I mean, throughout his young career, when he would get out in the open like this, he's looking to throw all the time. Now, once he realizes that he makes one move here, he's going to be in trouble. He's tucking it.
Came into the game with 100 yards rushing. Wonder after the shoulder whether he was hesitant to run too much. Stands in here and delivers at midfield to Manny Arsenault in front of Brandon Smith.
Going to be coming back, I think, Chris. There's a late flag and looked like a holding call.
Somebody was holding James
BC,
Bonner.
number 68. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
And it's the right tackle, Kelvin Palmer.
Wally Buono said it at halftime in the interview. We'll stop hurting ourselves with penalties and just crushes the execution. Boy, not many drives end up in touchdowns that have a holding call or a sack involved in them.
Well, now they're in a 1st and 20 hole back at the 32. Stands in, throws complete. Dianuzzi's got the catch. Wrestled down by Jamar Wall. Back at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be around 2nd and 10.
That's the strategy. You try and get the penalty yardage back on 1st down and then get in a 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, a little bit better than I thought as they spotted around the 44. So it's called 2nd and 8. Just 5 of 13 on 2nd down conversions, usually around 50% is BC. Here comes pressure. Yeah. Jennings going to take a shot. Wants Chris Williams, and look at the tight coverage by Tommy Campbell.
Remember when Campbell gave him the attaboy for that quick slant? That time Campbell again in great position. Right up at the top. Two very good football players battling out there, and you can see that Chris Williams has a bit of a step, but a good recovery, and then he plays the ball well by Tommy Campbell.
I think that surprised Williams. Usually when he gets that first step, he's gone, but Campbell stayed with him.
Jennings was a little hot there, I think, with Chris Williams, telling him just keep running.
Off the edge, they almost got the block, but instead they get Ty Long, who's shaken up. And a flag comes down. The Lions are going to get the football back.
New set of downs for BC.
Well, they had a punt block earlier in the game, but this time a penalty against Calgary. I think it's Reggie Beggleton who came
Major
off
foul.
the edge.
Roughing the kicker. Calgary, number 84. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Contacting the kicker if the leg comes down, roughing the kicker if it's in the air.
Thirteenth penalty, 120 yards, and again, just 11 penalties combined in the previous 3 games. So an uncharacteristic night for Calgary, and see how costly that penalty is. First down, Lions across midfield. Morgan, the newcomer, still has not been targeted tonight. Quarterback draw for Jennings, takes off, and he's got a first down. And you wonder, after taking the hit a little earlier in this series, whether a little bit of a confidence builder that the shoulder's okay.
Yeah, shoulder's okay, and they're calling now quarterback draws to get him just straight running the football, breaking it down with his legs, aggressively running up the middle.
And he's the Lions' leading rusher on the night. 5th carry, 38 yards. Hand off inside Rainey. And dragged down. Jagarrett Davis read the play.
You get the sense, though, that Jonathan Jennings is trying to sort of put the team on his shoulders and say, look, I'm going to stop doing what we've been doing for a game and a half here and stand in the pocket, take pressure, and throw off balance and throw interceptions. He's going to start running around, trying to make it happen, create. Will it be enough?
2nd and 7, the 8th play of the drive. Johnson directing traffic for Morgan, who stays in the block. And the throw is complete for a first down. A clutch catch by Manny Arsenault.
That was with the newcomer Maurice Morgan, and it's good eye, Chris, to see Jeremiah Johnson actually set up protection here. He turns just to the top of your screen. Watch it, number 24. He said, you got to get in here and block him. That's Maurice Morgan, and that's not only knowing your job from Jeremiah Johnson, that's knowing everybody's job, because that backside block allowed Jennings to throw the completion.
Carson up to 60 yards in the game. Jennings a fake, a pump, looking for Chris Williams, but it falls incomplete, and Ciante Evans was there defensively.
Well, Tommy Campbell covered that deep ball well on the short side of the field, so Jennings lines up Chris Williams to the wide side and goes against Evans.
Cody Husband, the Lions center, on the limp, trying to stay in the game. But in some discomfort.
We're watching two quarterbacks try to climb out of issues they had in the first half. Digging their way out.
They're grinding. Throw the screen to Rainey. And he makes singles and miss. Chris Rainey dropped around the 20. He'll be short of the first down. Singleton missed the tackle but slowed him up.
You won't say that very often with number 49. Singleton missed the tackle. 7 tackles and an interception already tonight. And you're right, he did slow him down so his teammates could get there.
Rainey's made a few guys miss.
Oh, yeah.
So with just under 9 to go, Ty Long sizing up this 28-yard field goal attempt, trying to get the Lions within 1. The missed convert looming large, but he hits this, and it's 18-17 midway through the fourth quarter.
When Sean Millington in the modern era, not back to Normie Kwong in those days, but Millington, Andrew Harris, Messam, John Cornish, of course.
Johnson was a ratio buster and a quarterback buster too, and here comes Messam. Running for 10 on that carry. .66 on the night. Climbing the ladder of all Canadian running backs.
Dave Dickinson trying to call that run play on first down when Solomon Elimimian is in a stunt. He's called it pretty well so far. If Solomon Elimimian is back there run stopping, he's held Messam.
Messam again, straight
he
in
is.
this time. Stopped in his tracks for 4, and he's shaken up. And Elimimian calling to the Calgary sidelines.
Yeah, and I think it was Purifoy who came up from his halfback spot from the secondary. Yeah, it is Purifoy. He steps up into that hole and just gets down low and right on the knee.
So they'll assess Messam, and we will step aside with 7:18 remaining here in the fourth.
To the sideline. Purifoy, it's a legal tackle. And with a guy as big as Messam, a lot of DBs will try and go low on him like that. Look at Solomon Elimimian, too.
Respect.
2 guys that have been battling all night. Physical football players step up, and Elimimian says, hey, good work, you'll be back.
Roy Finch checks in Messam's spot. Second down, Mitchell to the sidelines. The pass intended for Pagelsson. He has it, but was out of bounds. And the punt team has to come on.
And that last tackle again was legal by Luciez Purifoy, who's having a good game. He defensively, in that halfback spot, he's been in good position, cover, made some tackles on the run.
Has an interception.
Yes, sir.
There's Maver. High boot. Rainey will field it after a 50-yard punt. And no room to move there. He's bumped out of bounds. Deep in Lion territory, with Messam getting attention on the Calgary sidelines. 5-1-1. Lions hit the midway point of the season tonight currently 5-3 and looking for a win to leapfrog ahead of the Stampeders. Deep start. Jennings, a little trouble getting the handle. And trouble finding an open receiver. Flushed out there by Junior Turner, who's back in. And then Thurman takes him into the signage. And a flag on the play.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Calgary number 56. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So that's the second major penalty against Thurman.
He just ran with him once he was 3 or 4 steps out of bounds. Just noticed that Hunter Stewart is in the game.
14 penalties for Calgary. A crosser for Arsenault. He's tracked there by Singleton, who won't let him get loose. Another tackle for Singleton, his 8th of the game.
Manny Arsenault still getting used to that knee brace that he was wearing. See it underneath that right knee and underneath that sock and the end of his football pants. That's good news to see Jerome Messam up and walking around trying to shake it off.
Arsenault, a season-high 7th catch. Just 62 yards. He's been limited in the damage, and that pass high out of the reach of the newcomer. There's Maurice Morgan.
Jagarrett Davis got there, and I think it was Jennings trying to throw it up over his head.
First time Jennings has targeted Morgan tonight. And again, no Burnham, no Nick Moore for BC.
That's, I'm not sure. Look, trying to get it.
Ty Long, line drive. And here's Finch, 46-yard punt. Roy Finch trying to get into the open field and does. And then gets brought down at the 47 every time he gets the ball. But Rolly Lumbala saved a bigger return.
Get noticed like a pro in the 2017 GMC Sierra Elevation Edition.
Well, a 24-yard return, but
Roy Finch has had a couple of touchdowns this year. And if Rolly Lumbala he was hanging on because there was about 50 yards of open field side to side, and Lumbala had to try and pull him down and got it done, or that was a score.
Finch stays in without Messam. Play action fake. Mitchell over the middle, and there is a catch and a horse collar tackle maybe. Well, they let up on it, and Beggleton, well, the flag comes down anyway. Beggleton with his first catch.
Yep, Beggleton on this.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, horse collar tackle.
Yep,
BC, number 0. 15 yards from the end of the play, automatic first down.
Yeah, that's textbook as well.
28-yard catch, 15 on the penalty. Beggleton played in a preseason game against BC, had 5 catches, 88 yards, a touchdown, and then got hurt. Stampeders let him go, but brought him back when he got healthy. So the third trip to the red zone for Calgary. 1 for 2 on the night. Looking to extend the lead. Mitchell stands in, throws, and incomplete. Daniels can't hang on.
Anthony Thompson from the safety spot. He comes across. He's free to flow to the football, just reading the quarterback and playing off the release of Bull Levi Mitchell, and he slides across and separates the football from DeVaris Daniels.
Holding, Calgary, number 50. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Brad Erdos called. So 1st and 20. 6 receivers for Mitchell. Pressure coming. Steps up. He will take off. There's least the first run of the year, one he really was reluctant to take off on.
Yeah, he wanted to the very last second try and find an open receiver, but the only guy that was open was Roy Finch. He was actually on this out left free. He was trying to get the attention of his quarterback.
So 2nd and 14. Here comes the rush. Dumps it off underneath. Finch the catch, but he's contained. Buddy Jackson, the former Stampeder, with the tackle, and the field goal unit will come on. Jackson with the Stampeders when they won the Cup in 2014. So we've hit the 3-minute warning, going down to the wire here tonight at BC Place. So 3rd down, Messam watching on the sidelines. Rennie Paredes surveying a 26-yard attempt that'll put Calgary up by 4 if successful. And Paredes successful, 21-17. Dave Dickinson's crew has the lead with just over 2.5 to go, and BC now likely needing a touchdown.
Yeah, and that missed extra point, as you mentioned, large now. You need a major to win it. But if you're Jonathan Jennings, you say, give me the ball, enough time to execute a drive all the way down the field, which is at 2:37, plenty of time. I want the ball and a chance to win on the last drive. That's what every quarterback wants, and Jennings has his opportunity.
The game's still very much in the balance. Would you say the Lions turned the page last week? It took some time, didn't it?
I think they're grinding. I think they're grinding their way out of the hole that was that Saskatchewan game. I wouldn't say they're there yet. They're still looking up at the edge of the hole. But they're digging their way out. And the first thing you got to do when you're digging yourself a hole, stop digging.
Chris Rainey with the return. Nice little cut there to spring across the 40-yard line. Rob Cote in on the tackle. And now Kahari Jones with last-second instructions for Jonathan Jennings on one of the biggest possessions of the season so far for the Lions. 67 yards away from where they need to be.
Both Ciante Evans and Tommy Campbell having themselves good games on those corners.
In the backfield, quick hitter for Arsenault, brought down by Thurman. And up at the 47, it's 4-5 for Arsenault.
All the plays on the line of scrimmage.
So 2nd and 6. Jennings underneath, and there's Morgan, who caught it and then dropped it. And they're going to call incomplete. What a big catch that would have been as his first as a BC Lion. Are they ruling interception?
Well, when I saw it live, I thought it was. Let's take another look. They're saying he
got it there, and then the ball comes loose.
Well, unless that ball is
Wally Buono doesn't have a challenge, although it should be under review by the command center. Number 1, is that a catch? And number 2, is that...
Well, I think he used the ground to trap it, Chris.
So it's a fumble recovery if it...
It's either a catch and a fumble recovery, Calgary ball, or incomplete. 3rd down. BC.
Now does Morgan have control of it? Started to turn with it.
Started to turn, but was moving it. Let's take a look at it in regular speed.
And a huge call here because Calgary gets the ball at midfield, or BC has the opportunity to punt from midfield. Well, unless they were going to gamble on 3rd down and 7 with over 2 minutes to go.
Well, based on the way that kind of play has been ruled this year, that looked like it was going to be ruled that he didn't have control of it.
Well, I think we have a verdict.
After review, the ruling on the field is overturned. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down.
It's a break for the Lions. And the punt team will come on.
But it gives the hammer to Bo Levi Mitchell, because now he's got the ball and a chance to kill this game, run the clock. Now the question is Jerome Messam going to be part of this final series in the last 2 minutes to grind the clock down, or do they go with Roy Finch in the backfield?
Would you have gone for it 3rd and 6?
There's still time to
201.
Kick it away, yeah.
Time for the defense to get the job done if Ty Long can pin them, but not a deep punt. And Finch got clotheslined across the 25-yard line.
Low bridge there.
38-yard punt by Ty Long. And here comes Bo Levi Mitchell.
And I don't think Jerome Messam is on the stationary bike, so he's not available to grind it down. It's probably stiffening up on him, and it looks like it. Yeah, he's giving you the I can't go. No timeouts for Wally Buono.
So the Stampeders looking for a 1st down or 2. A quick jump there, and flags fly. Greg Rowe pointing at
procedure.
Federkyle.
Calgary, number 65. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
And it is Federkyle who moved first. $16 penalties for Calgary, and can't remember the last time we ever had them in that vicinity. So 1st and 15. And off to Finch. Surrounded, swarmed, brought down for a loss. Max Ford, Elimimian on the scene. And they drop Finch for a loss of 2, and it's now 2nd and 17.
Well, the loss too, if Bo Levi Mitchell can't complete this next pass, and he doesn't want to throw into coverage either and turn it over at this side of the field.
9th tackle of the game for Elimimian.
The losses mean good field position on the punt for BC.
4-man rush. Pocket collapsing. Pass caught by Finch. And he is down at the 31-yard line. Elimimian there again, and the punt team has to come on. The Lions are going to get it with about a minute to go.
But got that yardage back, and a good decision by Bo Levi Mitchell to not force it, try and make up that 17 yards, but get enough back, get the field position, get your punt team out there and make it a real long field for Jonathan Jennings. But Chris Rainey may have something to say about that field position before it's over.
Williams back with Rainey. did have a timeout left. We thought they used one in the first half and lost one on the challenge, but they did stop the clock. So they're going to have plenty of time here. Let's see what Maver unloads. High but not deep. Rainey going to let it bounce though, and fields it well on the hop and has a crease. Here's Chris Rainey, and Maver fell but able to recover to make the tackle. Oh, that was a desperado tackle by Rob Maver, and a big return by Rainey.
Yeah, it looked like he had a hole. It looked like that bounce got the Calgary Stampeder cover team a little bit out of their lanes, and it opened up a hole, and Maver just hanging on.
So they start at the Calgary 46-yard line. 29-yard return by Rainey. Three-man rush for the Stamps. Jennings stands in over the middle, and Arsenault is stopped short of the first down as Adeleke moved up for another tackle from his safety spot.
Jennings trying to get the call from Kahar Jones.
So 2nd and 1. The time running off the clock here. Short drop through the reeds and almost intercepted. Intended for Morgan.
Well, that was a little bit of poor clock management from the BC Lions. That was at 1:06 at the start of the reset of the ball for that play call.
And now job one is just to get the first down yard. Shaquille Richardson with the breakup on the last play, and well, they need to get the first down, and will they get it? They do. And now Wally Buono wants them to get over the ball, and
yeah, that wasn't the problem though. Not getting on the ball wasn't the problem. The problem was that Jennings is not getting the calls quick enough.
so he's made the call. Play hasn't been whistled in yet. Now it has been, and the clock starts to roll again. More efficient this time. Stands in, but he gets leveled. Junior Turner gets home for a big sack, as he is welcomed back to the Stampeder lineup.
Monster sack. Junior Turner. Jennings was going to step in and launch it deep, and then saw a deep defender over the top and changed his mind. Gave Turner a chance to get there. Huge play.
Clock running under a half minute now, and Jennings needs a bunch. He's got Arsenault, who steps out short of the first down, but that stops the clock, and Arsenault has his 10th catch of the night.
Got to lean on their veterans. They're doing that with Arsenault. Comes down to this play.
Going to be 3rd and 4. Stop the clock.
I don't think Jonathan Jennings is going to test the corners in Tommy Campbell or Ciante Evans. He's going to look inside. Got Rainey in there.
3rd and 4. Need to get it. And the pass is caught. Let's see where the forward progress is. It's right at the 25. I'm not sure. I think they had to get beyond the 25. We'll get a measurement. The first down stick on the sidelines is just inside the 25-yard line, and the ball is spotted outside the 25. So unless the sideline chains were deceiving, and now they're going to wait to get the replay official to confirm the spot.
Review for the spot on the play.
Yeah, that's what they're doing right now. They're going to look and forward progress as to where his knee touched as he caught that ball.
So again, forward progress when he was contacted, and
they just want
it
to
all
make sure,
hinges on this.
Yeah, I just want to make sure they get this spot right, obviously, as crucial as it is. And that's what the video official, not the replay official, the video official, that knee touches basically right at the line.
Yeah, looked like the official got a very accurate spot.
No, it's a matter of, is the middle of the ball across the line, or is the tip of the ball just touching the line? And that's what I think they're double checking right now, because that knee is right at the line, and that's where the ball is caught as well. I mean, that looks like it should be marked on the 25-yard line.
And if it is, we're still not sure that's enough.
It might not be, because that marker is just past it.
And it all will come down to this. I think they got the spot right. Let's find out if that's enough for first down yardage. But the Stamps think it's short, and on this distant view, that looks like it is as well.
After review, we're adjusting the spot of the ball to the back of the 25-yard line.
Well, they got a chain link or two. That still might not be enough. Dave Dickinson's in an uproar.
Well, yeah, because they moved it an inch, and I think Dave Dickinson's argument is, how could you possibly change it to move it an inch? And
they're short.
They didn't
Doesn't
get
matter.
it. Didn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's a turnover on downs. The fourth turnover of the night, and that's going to do it. Time for your inches speech.
The inches you need are everywhere around you. The Lions needed one more.
Big play by Shaquille Richardson. In fact, he made 2 on that last series as the Lions come up short. Well, it was a grind on both sides. And it came down to that. Now a victory formation for the Stampeders to take the final 15 seconds off the clock. They'll move to 6-1-1, win their 4th consecutive game, and their 7th in the last 8 against the BC Lions. Another knee, and that's ball game. The Calgary Stampeders posting a 21-17 victory here on the road at BC.